Hey, be a squid and subscribe to my mediocrity. How's it going, my squids? Today we're going to be going over some King Arthur and just messing around with some builds and whatnot. I've got two for you today. I've got your Bruiser, tanky build, and then, your Assassin King Arthur build. So we're going to try and just power through this video and talk about the main Bruiser build, and then I'll go over the actual Assassin build later on, just because it's better to build Bruiser versus building Assassin. I know I hate saying that, and I know some of you guys that just like to frag out hate that shit, but King Arthur does a lot of damage regardless if you build him tank, so it's fine. It's not horrible by any means. It's just it's a lot more funner just to actually watch somebody's fucking health bar just dissipate in 1 second. So let's go ahead and go over the build. So Gladiator Shield is absolutely a must buy on this fucking character. He has a multitude of abilities like a colon that he can proc the passive very often, so this is absolutely a must buy. Then I build Jotuns. Now I do want to address something, or not really address, more or less ask a question. I see people building Blackthorn Hammer, and I know why they're building him, and that's because of that weird guy that decided to post a build on Smite Fire, and he has this item in there, and I'm not entirely sure why this item is in there. I'm genuinely asking, why do people build this? Because I don't see the value in this versus building something like Jotuns. With Jotuns, you get 20% CDR, and you get a lot more out of it. Because this, you get 10% if you're over 50% mana, and then while under 50%, you gain plus 50 MP5. So you get a dick load of health and mana, but I don't see the value in it. I really don't. So if somebody wants to explain that to me, maybe I'll change my mind about the item, but as of right now, I really just don't see any reason to build it. And then from Jotuns, we go into Pestilence, then Void Shield, and then Mantle of Discord. You just kind of want to be able to have these prolonged skirmishes, because that's what King Arthur's kind of all about. If you're too squishy, then you won't be able to get full combos off. You won't be able to fight for nearly as long as you would like. And yeah, it's not very pretty. Like I said, the Assassin build is fun, but it has its flaws, and it's mainly due to the fact that he needs to be able to have prolonged fights like a Cullen. So it's not exactly optimal, but we'll talk about it later. So let's go over his passive, which is Steadfast, which is essentially just his explanation of how to change your abilities and how to stack your fucking passive. So basically, you get damage mitigations off of this, and then you also gain bonus energy from whatever. So if you guys look at that sword on the left side of the screen right there, you'll be able to see a little kind of bar that's within it, and basically whenever you auto, it goes up. Now I want to explain how attack speed works with him, because you actually cannot fucking go any faster than what you have right here. This is your attack speed. You cannot go faster than this in any given scenario. So whenever you do build an attack speed item, what happens is it converts the attack speed into how fast you gain your bar. So that if you're thinking of building like, oh, just full attack speed, whatever, it doesn't work as nearly as effective as you would want it to. And basically what this bar is your ultimate. So if you guys see right there, the bar is now gone. And what's going to happen here is once this comes off of cooldown, basically you've got two forms of your ultimate, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But the first part is your blue ult, which will result in a jab and a stun. Does a little bit of damage and whatnot, but each of your abilities will stack this passive. So you'll need to pay attention to this and micromanage it a lot, because you'll have to make a lot of decisions whether the jab is worth or if getting the full ultimate is better. So I mean, obviously the full ultimate is going to be better in the long run, but maybe you're in a situation where you just kind of need immediate damage that might result in a kill. So it's up to you. And as you can see at the bottom right there, I've got 4 stacks and it lasts about 14 seconds. And this is basically how you're going to get your stacks as fast as possible. So basically that's your passive, and what it does is it gives you 4 stacks every time you use an ability. So whenever you use 4 abilities in succession, you will gain these stacks, which will then allow you to get bonus energy. Plus you'll get damage mitigations as well, so just whatever. It's not really that important, but just to note that if you guys are like, oh, why am I not getting any energy off of my autos? It's because you're not stacking your passive properly, so you need to be able to keep an eye on that. So if you guys if you look, I'm not getting a whole lot off of my autos. Like, there's fucking, it'll take me an hour to charge this thing. But whenever we stack abilities like this and we're able to actually fucking do a bunch of garbage, you'll see that I have a bunch of stacks here. Now I can just fucking do this and you guys see the bar fills up a lot quicker, and this is what you want to be going for. Alright, so let's start with his first ability. He's got an overhead slash and he's got a cone shot. Basically, he's got a skill shot and a cone shot, I guess is what I should have said. So, line shot, boom, easy as fuck. Screenshot's gonna be on the screen. You'll see the line shot right towards, like a little bit towards your end. You'll see a little line right there. That is where you kind of want to hit ideally, because you'll hit twice. Essentially what that is a melee move, right? So instead of getting the projectile, you're going to actually hit twice, and you're going to be able to actually hit your sword as well as the projectile, so you'll get bonus damage off of that. So instead of hitting once, you'll hit twice. As for the cone shot, basically what's going to happen here is you're going to hit the cone shot, and that's pretty much it. It slows them, or it gives them a cripple, and yeah, that's pretty much the best part about that. One thing to note about the line shot essentially is what's going to happen is if you actually hit your sword on them, they're only going to take 50% of the damage. So it'll be less damage, but it still hits twice, so it's more than just hitting one of the fucking things. It's not nearly emphasized and as important, but you should still hit it because it's bonus damage regardless. Alright, his second ability is Battle Stomp, and his combo ability is a knock-up. So basically, Battle Stomp does a good bit of damage, and it'll slow them, right? That's pretty much your whole goal. And then when you get into your second orange form, it's going to be a knock-up. And the distance on the knock-up is actually pretty sizable, and I definitely think that you should be able to hit this ability. It's kind of janky, so the hitbox is a little off, so you can kind of cheese it a little bit, but you'll have to play around and kind of get a feel for it. His third ability is Twin Cleave, and it's some weird Garen spin to win move. So basically, the first part of his ability is kind of like a dash spin move, which is great for getting into weird positions to knock your enemy up. And then your actual spin to win move, it's basically just this. Now you'll notice there that his towards the end, he kind of stopped the animation for a minute and then continued on. That last hit does more damage. So essentially, whenever you're using the orange move, this hits 5 times and then you'll do like a massive swing. And then a little side note, he is immune to knockups for the duration, so, you know, that's cool. And then as another side note, whenever you dash forward, these are reduced protections, so that's another thing that you want to take note of as well whenever you're fighting or whenever you're being hit by King Arthur, is that if he hits you with that move, you might be fucked because the protections, you're losing 7%. That may not sound like a lot, but to King Arthur, that's a lot. He can murder you off of 7%. Now, for his ultimate, he's got 2 ultimates, technically. He's got a Yasuo ultimate, and then he also has a little sword jab. Yasuo ultimate is this shit where you fucking do this crazy asshole move, and then you just murder the fuck out of whoever. Now, you can only do that move if you actually have your fucking passive stacked, right? So, whenever you don't have it, like, fully stacked, and you have it maybe halfway or whatever, you have this jab move, which does this, and it'll stun them for 1 second. This is great because you can use this to combo into your other abilities and whatnot. You can CC chain, you can jab into knockup if you're in the right stance, so you can do a lot of different stuff. You can jab, knockup, slow, and then you can also jab, slow, knockup, whatever. That doesn't fucking matter. You can do a lot of different stuff off of the jab, so don't knock the jab. It's not bad. It's just, you know, in terms of killing potential, the other one is probably better, but it's gonna be varied on whatever situation you're in. So now we kind of have to talk about combos. Oh god, it's gonna fucking Jesus Christ. So I'm only gonna show you one fucking combo because realistically, you're just gonna have to play around and fucking try and figure out what you want, because there's too many combos for me to go over in this one video that won't make it 20 minutes. Not only that, but you're not gonna remember it, so you're just gonna go into practice mode and try it. So one of the main combos that I use is this move into the knockup. Now that's the main combo that you use, and what you do from the knockup is up to you. You can go into ground slam, you can go into the little stomp move to get the slow. It's kind of dependent on what you feel like you need. If it's a person that has major mobility, you might want to try and get the cleave out, so that way the cripple is there, because that's going to prevent them from doing any kind of mobility. So that's going to be up to, like, just dependent on you realistically and how you want to handle that situation. So one more time, we're going to use our 3, turn around, 2, and then from here we can do this, and then we can do this to get the cripple off, and they're also slowed, and then you can just start autoing them from that point or whatever, and then you can stack and then maybe get the jab off, and then, you know, kill them. So whatever. That's the main combo that I'm gonna want you to try and practice the most out of. So just to go ahead and try and hurry this up, this is the damage you're gonna be fucking popping out right here. As you can see, I have built full tank. This is full tank, and his health bar just fucking died. Let's just do it on Guan Yu, just so that way you can see a little bit more of a tankier target. It's still the same thing. Like, you still are losing a fuck ton of health, and there's not really anything you can fucking do about it. Like, you pretty much win most 1v1s in any given scenario. There's not really anything that anybody can actually do against this. Now, Guan Yu is technically fucking immune to the knockup, I'm pretty sure, but anyway, that's besides the point. I mean, he's only immune whenever he's doing that one move. But you see what I mean by the damage that you do is insane, and even though I'm taking a fuck ton, like, I'm just gonna auto him and then let him do a bunch of damage to me. So, as you can see, right, like, he's gonna, this is gonna take an hour, Jesus Christ, hurry up, man. Alright, so he's done a good bit of damage to me, right? So check this out, boom, 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 right? You see how I'm just fucking gaining all this fucking health back? Like, what do you do? Like you can just, like, what? I don't really know what you do. Like you can just kind of 1v1 box anybody. It's fucking disgusting, and you gain a lot of health back. Like you pretty much all that. It's not gonna heal you up instantly, but it allows you to sustain in a fight against whoever. Alright, just to hurry up and end this fucking video, this is pretty much my build that I run for, like, full damage and whatnot. The main point of this is going to be, obviously, Hydras. This is going to be the main fucking bread here, because that's going to allow you to do so much damage. And this is only going to be as effective on squishies. You're not going to be murdering tanks out here, so just as a thing, damage-wise, boom, boom, boom. What in the fuck? Why are there two Raws here? Hello? Did I, what? I'm what? Am I good? I was blind for what just happened? All right, let's try that again. So fucking boom, 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 and then die. That's pretty much, yeah, it's a lot of fucking damage, a lot of deletion. Again, only works on squishies, but yeah, it's pretty fucking fun. Anyway, that's enough of this video. I'm sorry it was so long. I fucking tried to rush through this as much as possible, but it's so much fucking, like, it's all this garbage. But anyway, bye.